What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Revoltech Zootopia Judy Hopps. And so here we have the Revoltech Judy Hopps pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through her accessories really fast. Judy Hopps does come with 5 different facial expressions. We do get the smiling one that she has on her right now. We get a smiling one where she's showing her teeth. We get a sly expression which looks really nice. We get a shocked expression, and then finally we do get an expression where she's sad. She also comes with 2 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists, we get a pair of open hands, and then we get a right hand for holding the carrot pen. Judy Hopps also comes with the carrot pen, which is a really nice accessory. I do like that. And then finally, she does come with a Revoltech display stand. Other than that, Judy Hopps doesn't come with anything else. I don't know what more you'd want to include with her, but with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a closer look at Judy Hopps. So here we have a closer look at Judy Hopps, and I think they did a really fantastic job with this figure. I think it could use a lot more sculpt work on it, because in the movie they were really detailed, but with the sculpt that we have here, it actually does look good, and it's a very solid sculpt. In terms of the face, really accurate to the movie. Really do like that. They did a really good job capturing the look of Judy from the movie and implementing it in figure form, and that is really good. I do like that. I really love the purple eyes that she has on her. This is a really nice color, and it complements her fur really nicely. Really like the pink nose and the pink mouth. That's done really well. You can see her eyebrows look good. Then we go on to her ears, which do have the pink soft innards, looking really nice. Not as detailed as I would like it to be, but it still looks nice. And then we do have some fading at the top. You can see she does have a darker gray at the tips of her ears, and it gets lighter as it goes down to her head. And of course, you do get the seam line where you do separate the faces. Now, one thing I do like about Judy is that all the faces she comes with have articulated eyeballs, so you can move the eyes around however you want them. If you want her having the side eye like that, you can do it. If you want her focusing on something crazy, you can, or you can do something wacky like make one eye go up, one eye go down. It's really fun, and I do like that posability. Like, you can have her looking all crazy. That's really fun. So with that out of the way, guys, her head is done, pretty much covered. Really like the sculpt work on it. Having a look at her uniform, this is actually her police outfit. Officer Judy Hopps reporting for duty. We do have the Zootopia Police Department badge right here, which looks really nice. I do love the blue that they went with. It's a really nice color that contrasts her fur nicely. The darker blue vest looks really good, and you can see it does have some plating on the back. I do like the fact that they were able to sculpt some lines into her uniform. That's a really nice little detail that they did add in really nicely. Of course, you do have the joints that breaks up the shoulders a little bit, as well as the elbows, but the sculpt work is maintained. Then we go on to her wrist guards, which again have some armor covering on them. I'm pretty sure it's just padding, but it does kind of look like armor, especially right here on her hands. We go on to her belt, which does have a lot of nice little details in it that you really have to remember or recall the movie to remember. We do have some pouches. We do have the hook with the handcuffs on it. Then we go on to her walkie-talkie here, some more pouches, and we do get the fox repellent right here that she carries with her at all times. Really like that. And something I do like is that her belt is a little bit off-centered. I'm pretty sure that's just mine. It was just glued that way, but it gives her a little bit of attitude when it's off-centered. Moving on to her pants, they're the same color as her police vest right here, so they did a really good job there, although I think that might be a darker color. I'm looking at it through my camera, so yeah, that does look like this is a darker color than her pants, so really do like that. In the naked eye, they look the same color, but having it in these lights and through my camera, really like the difference in the colors. She also does have some knee pads right there. We have some more guards right here on her foot, as well as some more padding right there. Could be armor. I must say it's armor. It's not just padding. And then we do get her little feet, where you can see they actually did paint her little toenails right there. Really good job there. So overall, Judy here is a very accurate figure. I do like the way it looks, and they did a really good job of capturing the look of her from Zootopia and putting it in figure form. So really do like that. With that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we do have Judy Hopps posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Judy posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective, Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Judy posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have Officer Judy Hopps posed next to the Sly Fox Nick Wilde. So with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually have a look at Judy's articulation. Now, starting from ear to foot, she does have articulated ears. You can move them back and forth slightly. If you really wanted to, you could pull them out of her head. They use a simple Revoltech joint. You're mainly going to get backwards movement and rotation out of them, which they don't really move forward all too well. Either way you have it, they mainly move back and a little bit forward, but you can have her ears posed in a way that you want, so it does give her different expressions. So I do like that. Really like the mobility there, and like I said, her eyes are articulated, so you can pose her eyes any way you want. Her head is on a swivel, which works pretty good. I do like it. I do like basic swivel joints, and it works for this figure because she has a ball hinge here at the neck, which does go back and forth, and that is also on a swivel right there, so you can actually get her in a really good pose, especially at the head, so really good job there. Arms are on ball joints that do go out to the side, about that far. They go all the way around. You just got to remember which way the ball joint is facing, otherwise you're going to get yourself turned around and you might forget how that hinges and you're going to try to pull it the wrong way. Just always remember which way the hinge is and you won't have an issue, and that's the same with all Revoltech joints. She doesn't have a bicep swivel, but we do have rotation at the shoulder. We also do have a hinge at the elbow, as well as a swivel at her elbow where the bicep swivel would be. We do have forearm swivel because it is on a Revoltech joint, a really small one at that, but it still works. We do have a ball hinge here at the wrist, so it does have up and down movement. As you can see, we can rotate that joint to have in and out movement, so really like the range there. She does have a ball joint here at the torso, which does lean back about that far, goes forward about that far, does tilt to the side, rotates really nicely. Then we do have a secondary ball joint down here at her waist, so she can arch back about that far. She arches forward about that far, can tilt to the side really nicely. I do like that. You can see we get a lot of mobility out of that, and of course that does rotate. She does have a ball hinge here at the tail, so it does pivot up and down, and you can rotate that to have side to side movement. I don't know why you would do that. Bunny's tails move up and down like that. But anyway, she does have ball joints here at the hips, which unfortunately that's as far out as they go. I would have liked to see a different style of joint for that. Ball joints, though useful, I don't think they were the right way to go with this figure because you can't get her legs further than that, unfortunately. Her hips do move forward to about that far. They go back about that far. We don't have a true thigh swivel. It just rotates on that ball joint, so it works no matter what. We do have a Revoltech style joint here at her knee, which does bend to about 90 degrees, as well as rotates. We also do get shin rotation because of the Revoltech joint. We do have a hinge in the ankle, which does go back and forward a little bit. You don't get too much forward movement in it, unfortunately, but we do have some rotation at the ankle, so we have some rocker ankle, or you can actually give her a true rocker ankle by rotating that joint, so it does rotate down here as well. But unfortunately, no toe joints, which is strange on a bunny. You'd expect that they'd add toe articulation, but unfortunately they did not. Overall, really happy with the articulation on Judy Hopps. It's what I expected. It's not too spectacular, but it works for everything you need her to do, so I gotta give it a passing grade on that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get her posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the Revoltech Judy Hopps pose for my final thoughts, and overall I really am impressed by this figure. I wasn't expecting too much out of this figure, but what is here is exceptionally done well, and I do like it. I think the accessories on her work. I think something that I feel like she needed was maybe a hand to hold a removable fox repellent in her hand. That would have been a nice little accessory to have. But overall, what she comes with, I think, is pretty fine on its own. Another facial expression wouldn't hurt, maybe one where she's really excited, but overall, really happy with this figure. Now, this is a reissue of the original Revoltech Judy Hopps. I unfortunately missed out on the first issue, which I kind of was beating myself up over. I do like Zootopia as a movie, and despite me liking it, I've only seen it 2 times, and that was once when it originally came out, and then last week when I got the shipping notice for this figure, which makes me wonder, why didn't I watch Zootopia more often? It's a really good movie. I do like it. I think the characters in it work, and Judy Hopps here transitions from screen to figure very well, and I do like Judy here. If you are looking to get your very own Judy Hopps, I picked mine up from Hobby Link Japan, which he did run me about $45 after conversion, which is standard for all your conversions. And for Judy Hopps here, that's going to be the standard price that you pay for her, $40 to about $50, which is a fair price. She's a really small figure, but she's a really nicely done figure, and I do appreciate what Revoltech was able to do with this figure. For being a bunny, you wouldn't expect her to have as much articulation as she does, but I think it works for this figure. If you want to pick up your very own Judy Hopps, she is still available on Hobby Link Japan at the time I'm making this video, or you can pre-order her at sites like Big Bad Toy Store. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Revoltech and import videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.